Admiral Kryn stared at the tactical display with growing unease. The massive Valix armada stretched across space like a metallic constellation, 2,000 vessels strong, each one a masterpiece of engineering designed for conquest. They had swept through 17 star systems without meaningful resistance, their reputation for overwhelming firepower preceding them wherever they traveled. Today should have been no different. Intelligence reports indicated the humans possessed only primitive technology, barely having achieved faster-than-light travel within the past century. Their ships were crude, their weapons basic, their tactics unrefined. The Valix fleet had come expecting another easy victory, another species to add to their growing empire. Then the human vessel appeared. Captain Rex stood on the bridge of the UE's Defiance, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he surveyed the alien formation through the view screen. The enemy ships gleamed like polished silver, their sleek curves and elegant design speaking of advanced technology and supreme confidence. "Impressive sight," Commander Blake remarked from her position at the tactical station. 2,000 ships, they certainly don't lack for numbers. Rex nodded slowly, his expression calm despite the overwhelming odds. The Defiance was alone, a single human dreadnought facing an entire alien armada. By any reasonable calculation, they should have been vaporized within moments of dropping out of hyperspace, but the aliens had stopped. Admiral Kryn felt his primary hearts racing as he studied the human vessel. It was wrong. Everything about it violated his understanding of proper starship design. Where Valix ships were graceful and aerodynamic, the human craft was angular and brutal. Where their hulls were smooth and reflective, this monstrosity was covered in weapon ports, armor plating, and what appeared to be battle damage that had been repaired rather than replaced. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, voice trembling slightly, "I'm reading massive energy signatures from that vessel. The power output is unprecedented." Kryn's mandibles clicked nervously. "Elaborate." "Their reactor core appears to be operating at energy levels that should be impossible to contain. And those weapon emplacements. I count over 300 discrete targeting systems." The Admiral's skin shifted to a pale blue, the Valix equivalent of growing fear. 300 weapons on a single ship? The largest vessels in his fleet carried perhaps 50. Captain Rex watched as the alien formation began to shift, their perfect attack formation wavering as individual ships started backing away from his position. He had seen this reaction before, during humanity's previous encounters with would-be conquerors. "They're getting a good look at us," Blake observed with grim satisfaction. Standard reaction. The Defiance was indeed a sight to behold. Built during humanity's darkest hour, when Earth itself had been under siege, every line of the vessel spoke of desperate innovation and ruthless pragmatism. The ship had been designed not for exploration or diplomacy, but for one purpose only: to kill anything that threatened humanity's survival. Her hull bore the scars of a dozen battles, each repair patch a testament to her crew's refusal to surrender. Weapon systems protruded from every available surface, creating a bristling hedgehog of destructive potential. The reactor that powered her was a masterpiece of controlled chaos, pushing the boundaries of what was considered safe or sane. Admiral Kryn received another report that made his blood run cold. "Sir, we're detecting secondary and tertiary weapon systems. And sir, that ship appears to be armed with kinetic kill vehicles." The admission sent a ripple of terror through the bridge crew. Kinetic weapons were considered barbaric by civilized species, too unpredictable and destructive for proper warfare. Only the most savage races would mount such devices on their vessels. "What manner of species," Kryn whispered to himself, "builds a ship like that?" The answer came in the form of a transmission from the human vessel. Captain Rex's image appeared on their main screen, his scarred face and steely eyes conveying a message that needed no translation. Behind him, The bridge of the Defiance was a testament to functionality over form, with crew members moving with practiced efficiency between weapon controls and damage assessment stations. "This is Captain Rex of the United Earthship Defiance." His voice carried clearly across the void. "You have entered human space with hostile intent. You have one opportunity to withdraw. Choose wisely." Admiral Kryn studied the human's face, noting the complete absence of fear despite the impossible odds. This was not the expression of someone making empty threats. This was the face of a predator that had already calculated the cost of the coming battle and found it acceptable. The alien admiral looked again at his tactical display. 2,000 ships against one. By all logic, they should attack immediately and overwhelm the lone human vessel through sheer numbers. But logic, he was beginning to realize, might not apply to humans. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "we're receiving similar transmissions from 37 other ships in our fleet. The captains are concerned about the human vessel's capabilities." Kryn felt his certainty crumbling. 37 veteran commanders, all expressing doubt about engaging a single enemy ship. These were warriors who had conquered star systems. Without hesitation, now paralyzed by the sight of one human warship, Captain Rex waited patiently for the aliens' response, knowing that every second of delay worked in humanity's favor. The longer they stared at the Defiance, the more time they had to truly comprehend what they were facing. Humanity had learned harsh lessons during their rise to the stars. They had encountered species that were faster, stronger, and more technologically advanced. But humans had one advantage that their enemies consistently underestimated. They were willing to go further than anyone else thought possible. The Defiance was proof of that philosophy. She was more than a warship. She was a statement of human determination made manifest in steel and fury. Admiral Kryn made his decision. "Signal the fleet," he ordered, his voice heavy with defeat. "We withdraw immediately." As the Valak's armada began its retreat, Captain Rex allowed himself a small smile. Another potential conqueror had looked upon humanity's handiwork and found their courage wanting. The Defiance held her position, a solitary guardian watching over the void until the last alien vessel disappeared into hyperspace.